Hey guys, it's me, Seren, back with another video. This is going to be a video on the VMAs. It's going to be a really quick, super quick video because I didn't actually watch the VMAs. I watched Beyonce's performance. I watched Rihanna's acceptance speech for her Vanguard Award. And I think that's it. I think that's all I watched. I did not watch Rihanna's performance. I watched it via social media and everybody said it was just like really pitchy and off, which doesn't surprise me because with Rihanna's vocals, you just never know what you're gonna get. Rihanna's vocals are like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get. So, but I'll get to that. But I like, y'all know I'm kind of like very hot and cold with award shows. Like you guys know this about me. I didn't even know yesterday was the VMAs. I didn't even know that yesterday was the VMAs until I saw people tweeting about it, and I was like, oh shit, it's the VMAs. Like I didn't even know. So yeah, for anyone that has, I also want to say, for anyone that has tweeted me today and I haven't tweeted you and I haven't been on Twitter at all, it's actually because I left my phone at home. I've been out all day. I'm actually recording this video on my iPad at a friend's house. That's one thing I like about recording in front of that white wall at my house, is that pretty much anyone has a white wall. So if I have my iPad and I have Wi-Fi, I can pretty much record from anywhere and the videos will still look uniform. Like that's one thing I like right now about recording in front of that white wall. But yeah, so I left my phone at home. So I will not probably be on Twitter until much later in the day. So sorry guys. But yeah, so the VMA, so Beyonce's performance. Okay, so Beyonce's performance was really great, right? It was awesome. It was amazing. It was incredible. Someone said to me on Twitter last night that that was probably the best performance the VMAs has seen in the last 10 to 15 years, and I totally agree. Beyonce is an amazing entertainer. She's been an amazing entertainer. She'll give you vocals, she'll give you choreography, she'll give you, she'll give you everything every single time. But please don't kill me. I saw some people saying that it was the best VMAs performance ever. And I know that I'm old. I'm not really old, but I'm in my late 20s, and so I grew up watching the VMAs in the early 90s, and then getting into the, not early 90s, but let's say mid 90s. I probably started watching the VMAs when I was like 12, which would have been like 99. And then I watched the VMAs into, the 2000s. So I saw a lot of I watched the VMAs in 95. So I've seen, let's just say I've seen a lot of iconic VMAs performances. I'm gonna go back and forth probably between looking at the iPad camera and looking at myself, sorry guys. But I've seen a lot of iconic VMAs performances. Like Michael Jackson did a 15-minute set in 95 that was literally like iconic, like cannot be touched. Like what was the performance or the speech where the dude climbed up in the rafters? Like iconic. When Madonna performed with Britney and Christina Aguilera, and they did like this like a virgin homage, and they had like the white lace dresses on, and then they like kissed at the end. Iconic. Madonna herself, her VMA performance of Like a Virgin, I think it was Like a Virgin or Like a Prayer or both. Her songs are so Like a Virgin, Like a Prayer, whichever one it was, you guys will know, you'll tell me, where she had the white lace and the fingerless gloves and she's humping the stage. That was a VMAs performance, right? Like iconic, like performances that changed the landscape of pop culture. I would not say that Beyonce's performance last night did that. I'm so sorry. Please don't kill me. I know you guys like love Beyonce, and I'm not saying the performance was bad, because the performance was not bad. It was great. It was incredible. It was amazing. It was, again, I agree with someone that said that that was one of the best performances of the last 10 to 15 years on the VMAs, because the VMAs have been trash for a long time. But the VMAs used to be like super iconic, give you super iconic performances every single year, like shit that literally altered pop culture landscape, And like I said, I know I'm old, so I know for a lot of people, I'll say 25 and under, right? I know that the VMAs for their whole entire like being tuned into pop culture, the VMAs for them have been like boring and shitty. So like I'm sure that maybe was like mind blowing, but for me, like I love Beyonce's performances. Like, I'm not gonna, you can't shit on a Beyonce performance because she is a performer. Like, she's a performer, she's an entertainer, she will entertain you, she will put on a show. But Beyonce is consistent to the point of being predictable. One of the things I loved about Lemonade, and one of the things I said in my Lemonade video, was that it was very unexpected, right? Nobody knew, and the same thing about Self-Titled, right? Nobody knew what Lemonade was. Nobody knew leading up to it what it was going to be until you were sitting there watching it on HBO. And even then, what she gave you was completely unexpected. With Self-Titled dropped out of the blue. Nobody had any idea. It was very, very unexpected. With the performance last night at the VMAs, she did everything I expected her to do, right? Like I said, Beyonce is extremely consistent. Beyonce will put on a show. She will entertain the shit out of you. You know she will give you vocals. You know she will give you choreography. You know she's going to give you a beat face, a look. You know she's going to give you hair. You know she's going to give you costumes. But like I said, she's consistent almost to the point of being predictable. And Beyonce gets into this groove, especially when she's on tour. Beyonce gets into this groove where night after night, everything is exactly the same. And I know that's probably like great if you're like a fan. You know, Beyonce's going to scratch that itch, right? You have an itch that you need to get scratched, and Beyonce's going to scratch it, right? So if you've watched on YouTube, you know, her opening, I don't know if it's not the open, but it's towards the beginning, it's towards the opening of the show where she walks out with the dancers and they like hardcore strut. She did that last night at the VMAs, right? So if you've seen that on YouTube and you know, oh, I can't wait for that. So you like go see her perform, and you know she's gonna do that and she's gonna do it. Like I said, she scratches the itch. But a lot of the times, I wish Beyonce were a little bit more spontaneous, because I feel like a lot of that spontaneity is what makes a performance iconic. We didn't know that Madonna and Britney and Christina were gonna kiss at the end of that performance. Like, nobody knew that. Nobody knew that Nirvana was gonna like trash their fucking instruments at the end of that performance in '92. Like, nobody knew that. Like, nobody knew that dude. That might have been Radiohead. It was one of those bands. Nobody knew that dude was gonna climb up into the rafters. You know, when Michael Jackson performed, he did a 15-minute set and he kind of like freestyled in the middle. Nobody knew he was gonna do that. He did another performance with NSYNC, I wanna say in 2001, where he didn't even sing. Again, he just like performed. Nobody knew he was going to do that. And I think that that's a part of what makes, maybe legendary and iconic is not even the right word that I want, because I do think that Beyonce has had some legendary and iconic performances that were not necessarily spontaneous. But like, I don't know, that's just, for me personally, like that's just my opinion. Like, my all-time favorite, for example, Beyonce performance is a really old performance of her performing Resentment, which is one of my favorite solo Beyonce songs. Me, Myself, and I is my all-time favorite solo Beyonce song, as y'all know. I love Signs, but I really love Resentment. Like, that's also up there. And there's and the video, for some reason, is not on YouTube. It's gotten taken down. You could find it, I think, on Dailymotion maybe. And it's a very old performance of her singing Resentment. And she basically, and it's a very small, intimate setting. And she says, like, I'm gonna just like get real with y'all for a minute. And she like sits down and she sings this song and she starts to cry partway through the song. And she's not like strutting around and, you know, serving you this choreography that now we have seen, for example, in Formation, for example, like this move, I'm sorry, I'm not doing it well, but you saw it in Formation, the Formation video, and like you loved it in the Formation video. And then you like see it on tour, and then you like see it last night. Now again, if you want to see that, she's scratching that itch, but like, it's predictable, right? Like, it's predictable. So with this performance of Resentment, she just like sits down and sings the song, and like partway through she begins to cry, which is completely unexpected. And for me personally, the way that I like my artists and my artistry, the type of artist just that I like, my personality, I like that little bit of unexpected, which is probably also why I like Rihanna, because Rihanna is never expected. Like, you don't know what Rihanna's gonna wear, you don't know how her makeup's gonna look, you don't know how her hair is gonna look, you don't know what song she's gonna sing, you don't know if the songs are gonna be on the album when the album drops. But Rihanna is too far on the other end of the spectrum. Like, Rihanna is too spontaneous, because you also don't know if she's gonna give you a good vocal performance. You don't know if she's just gonna phone it in. You don't know if she's gonna be pitchy. You don't know if she's gonna be flat. Like, I kind of wish that Rihanna had more of Beyonce's consistency, and I wish that Beyonce had more of Rihanna's spontaneity. Because for me, everything within the last, let's say, self-titled came out in 2013. So let's say everything in the last 3 to 5 years that has really, in my opinion, been pushing Beyonce to legend status and iconic status has been the things that she's done that have been unexpected, right? Formation dropped out of the blue with this amazing video that was not like anything really we had seen from Beyonce. Like I said, it followed in the footsteps of B-Day, of the visuals that she gave us with Deja Vu, you know, these kind of southern gothic visuals with this really particular look. But we didn't know, like, no one had any idea. Y'all know I love that Formation video. It is still probably my favorite song and video off of Lemonade. But like everything self-titled was really unexpected, and the visuals were really unexpected, and the same thing with Formation. And I feel like that is what pushes an icon. You know, they keep pushing the envelope and doing more surprising things and more unexpected things. And a lot of time with Beyonce, she falls into this groove with her performances. So, but it was a great performance. Like it was long. It was 17 minutes. But it was a great performance. And I will say that one thing that I really like about these performances, Beyonce's been performing at a lot of award shows this year, which I like. And one thing that I will also say that I like about these performances is that Beyonce is not performing safer songs. Like there are songs that are a little bit more award show friendly, like Daddy Lessons or Sandcastles or All Night, but she continues to perform Freedom, even though I don't think she performed Freedom last night, but she performed Freedom at the BET Awards. Like she continues to perform Freedom, she continues to perform Formation, she continues to perform Sorry. You know, she continues to perform. She is not letting mainstream kind of separate her from this album. Like, you're not going to separate me, Beyonce, that you love, from this body of work that is very political, that is very pro-black, that is very pro-black women. She continues to do these performances with this all-black girl troupe of dancers. She has, I think, one white girl dancer, but her one lone white girl dancer does not perform every song. Like, she only performs certain songs. Like, that white girl does not perform Formation. Like, she does not perform during Formation. So I think it's very, very deliberate that Beyonce is performing at these mainstream award shows and these pop award shows, because the VMAs are a pop show. And she's performing these, I don't want to call them serious songs, but you guys know what I mean. Like, she's performing these songs that have a message, and she's like not like letting people separate the idea of like her Beyonce that they love from this very, again, political, pro-black woman album. And I commend her for that, because y'all know I was very hard on Beyonce, like I've said before, for a long time, about not utilizing her platform. And I definitely feel like she is utilizing her platform in the best way that she knows how. And I really appreciate that. She takes the mothers of Eric Garner, Freddie Gray, Mike Brown, and one more, maybe Tamir Rice. Let me know in the comments. I'm filming this on the fly, so you know, she had them in the video in Lemonade, in the visual album for Lemonade, and she's had them multiple times now on red carpets with her. Like, you know, everywhere you see me, Beyonce, who y'all white people love, you're gonna see them. You're gonna see these mothers, or you know, you're gonna get this imagery, or you're gonna hear these pro-black woman lyrics. And I appreciate that. I really, really appreciate that. I think that is commendable, and you know, I really, really commend her for that, which I'm gonna go ahead and slide in there, because a lot of people have been asking me about Colin Kaepernick. I feel the same way about Colin Kaepernick. He is using his platform to speak out against oppression and injustice, and I think that's commendable. Kudos to him. Congratulations. Coons and racist white people don't like it. Water is wet. The sun rose this morning. They are a non-motherfucking factor, but kudos to him for speaking up for what he believes in, right? So I wanted to say that about Beyonce. What else did I want to say? Like I said, I didn't watch Rihanna's performance. I heard it was pitchy. Like I said, she's spontaneous and unpredictable to the extreme. She's on the other end of the spectrum. And that's not to put Beyonce and Rihanna against each other, because that is something I wanted to talk about. I hate people pitting black girls against each other. That shit is so fucking annoying to me. Like, you can like Beyonce, you can like Rihanna, you can like one, you can like the other, you can like them both, you cannot like them both. It's very annoying that people love to put them against each other. And I actually saw a tweet last night from this white girl with a check mark. I don't know who she is, but somebody that said like, oh, so Rihanna versus Beyonce, like, thoughts? And a lot of people have replied, including Random April, who started a bunch of hashtags about black women, saying like, oh, like, well, my thoughts are like that this fucking Beyonce versus Rihanna shit is old. Like, in 2016, and a year where we have seen so much black girl empowerment, from the Olympics to Lemonade to, you know, Rihanna winning this Vanguard Award. This has been a huge year for black women and for black girls and for our magic, you know. And it's very annoying, this narrative of like this head to head, you know, there can only be one. Just like every time a black girl rapper comes out, they want to put her against Nicki Minaj, and, you know, it's just like there can be more than one. And this is something that is very specific to black girls, because we fall outside of white feminism, which I've talked about before, because you never ever see that, like, oh, so, you know, Ariana Grande versus Taylor Swift, thoughts, you know. And especially because Taylor Swift's old fake feminist head ass would be the first one to say, just like she said to Nicki Minaj, oh, you're pitting women against each other and that's not feminist and blah, blah, blah. But people think that it's so appropriate to do that with black girls and with black women. Like, you can like them both. There's room for all black girls to shine. Black girl magic includes all of us. So stop trying to pit us against each other. Like, that shit is mad annoying and mad white feminism, and it needs to fucking stop. Like, it needs to stop. Now, you could think that Rihanna can't sing. Nobody's saying that you have to pretend that you think Rihanna is, you know, the voice of a generation, because I don't think anybody believes that. Like, nobody's saying that you can't critique Rihanna. Nobody's saying that you can't critique Beyonce. But, like, for example, like, I critiqued Beyonce just now without saying that, and this is why Rihanna is fucking better and amazing, and fuck Beyonce, you know. Like, and you can critique Rihanna and talk about how she did not serve you vocals, how she phones that shit in from time to time, without saying, and that is why Beyonce is the best, and that is why this, and that is why that. I feel like that's misogynoir, and a lot of, you know, and it's not just white feminism, because a lot of black people perpetuate it as well. Like, a lot of, like, the fans and the fandoms and the stands perpetuate it as well, and that is misogynoir. Like, in this pitting of black women against each other, and it's fucked up, and it really needs to fucking stop. Like, it's 2016, like, we need to leave that shit in the past. Like, stop, cut it the fuck out. Anything else I wanted to talk about? Rihanna gave a really great speech when she accepted her award. She thanked her friends, her family, her country. She said about how it was an important award for black girls everywhere, you know. She didn't say, and this shit makes me better than Beyonce or some other dumb shit, you know. Like, we're all in this together, so stop pitting us against each other, but whatever. She gave a really nice speech. I have nothing to say about Drake. And that's really it. That's all I have to say, I guess, about the VMAs. So I'm sure y'all watched, so go ahead and talk about it in the comments. I didn't watch it. I just watched, like, those little clips online on the internet. So, yeah. Food for thought as always. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. See you guys next time. Peace.